Well, there's another Christmas film I didn't get a chance to review, and it was one that had its anniversary not so long ago, last month, and that's Jingle All The Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. But does this film really deserve the hate it got after 25 years? Well, just wait and see, as I'm going to give this Christmas flick some good old fashioned Big D justice right now. Ho, 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 ho. This is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Ho, ho, ho. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1996 Christmas family comedy flick Jingle All The Way, released by Fox, directed by Brian Levin, who recently did Problem Child 2, Beethoven, and the Flintstones, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad as two rival fathers, a mattress salesman and a postal worker, as they both desperately try to purchase an action figure for their respective sons on a last-minute shopping spree on Christmas Eve. The film's title, of course, is borrowed from the lyrics to the popular Jingle Bells. Yep. The film also has Phil Hartman, Rhea Wilson, Robert Conrad, Jake Lloyd, and Jim Belushi. Anyway... And the film was produced by 1492 Pictures. Of course, that's Chris Columbus's company. He serves as, well, co-producer of the film. Yeah. Apparently, Schwarzenegger had come on board to the film after delays to Fox's reboot of Planet of the Apes, which that wouldn't come out until 5 years later, while Mr. Columbus opted to cast Sinbad for the role of the postal dude instead of Joe Pesci, who recently starred in the first two Home Alone movies, which Home Alone 3 would come out the following year. So here we go with our story. Workaholic Minneapolis mattress salesman Howard Langston loves his wife Liz and 9-year-old son Jamie, but is unable to find time for his family and often put in a bad light by his neighbor, divorcee Ted Malton, who harbors unrequited feelings for Liz. After missing Jamie's karate class graduation, Howard resolves to redeem himself by fulfilling Jamie's Christmas wish of an action figure of Turbo Man, a popular television superhero, despite Liz actually having asked him to buy one 2 weeks earlier, which Howard forgot about. On Christmas Eve, Howard sets out to buy the toy, but finds that every store is sold out, and in the process, he develops a rivalry with Myron Larrabee, a postal worker father with the same ambition. In desperation, Howard attempts to buy a figure from a counterfeit toy brand run by conmen dressed in Santa suits, which results in a massive fight in the warehouse that is broken up when the police arrive. Howard narrowly escapes arrest by posing as an undercover officer. Exhausted at his failure and out of fuel, Howard goes to Mickey's diner and calls home, intending to tell his wife the truth. Jamie answers the phone but keeps reminding Howard of his promise to be home in time for the annual Wintertainment Parade. Losing his patience, Howard yells at Jamie, after which he feels guilty and depressed after Jamie scolds him for not keeping his promises. Howard finds Myron at the diner and they share their experiences over coffee, where Myron tells Howard of his resentment towards his own father for failing him to get him a Johnny 7 OMA for Christmas. A radio station advertises a competition for a Turbo Man doll. The ensuing fight between Howard and Myron results in the diner's phone getting damaged, forcing Howard and Myron to race to the radio station on foot, where the DJ tells them that the competition was actually for a Turbo Man gift certificate. The police are alerted, but Howard and Myron escape after Myron threatens the officers with a seemingly phony letter bomb. Officer Alexander Hummel, whom Howard has run into twice already, investigates the package only to have it detonate, much to the men's shock. Alright, time for the final act and ending. You know the procedure like always. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on after the 5 seconds are over with. Thank you, and here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Upon return to his Suburban, Howard finds it stripped by car thieves, with Merry Xmas, misspelled of course, spray painted on the windshield. He returns home in a tow truck, only to find Ted putting the star on his Christmas tree. In retaliation, Howard attempts to steal the Turbo Man doll Ted bought for his son, Johnny, but can't bring himself to steal from a child. Unfortunately, he is caught in the act and left alone while his family goes to the Christmas parade without Ted. After letting Jamie and Johnny out of the car, Ted attempts to seduce Liz, but she violently rejects him by hitting him with a thermos of eggnog that Ted offered to her. Meanwhile, remembering his promise to Jamie to go to the parade, Howard decides to attend as well, but runs into Hummel again. The ensuing chase leads to Howard hiding outside the storage room where he is mistaken for the actor portraying Turbo Man and dressed in a highly technological costume. As Turbo Man, Howard uses his chance to present a limited edition action figure to Jamie, but they are confronted by Myron dressed as Turbo Man's enemy, Dementor. Despite Howard's pleas for Myron to stop, a long chase ensues involving a jetpack flight. Myron acquires the toy from Jamie but is cornered by police officers. While Howard saves his son, Howard reveals himself to his family and apologizes for his shortcomings. The police return the toy to Jamie as Myron is arrested, but Jamie decides to give the toy to Myron for his son, proclaiming his father as his true hero. The crowd carries Howard away in celebration while Myron, Liz, and Jamie look on happily. And excuse me, got tongue tied here. In a post-credit scene later that night, Howard finishes decorating their Christmas tree by putting the star on top. However, when Liz asks Howard what he got for her, he shockingly realizes that he forgot to get her a gift. End of story. So what did I think of Jingle All The Way? Now, I've only seen it a few times. I just saw it more recently on Disney Plus. I'm going to say it's absolutely hysterical. I don't care what these people say. They just came down too hard on it like a guillotine. This film got heavily dissed big time when it came out. Despite getting dissed, the film, however, went on to receive some awards and what have you, and it did make 129 million worldwide. However, there was kind of controversy after this. Yes. Because 2 years later, Murray Hill Publishing sued Fox for $150,000, claiming that the idea for the film was stolen from a screenplay they had purchased from a high school teacher named Brian Webster entitled Could This Be Christmas? And they said the script had 36 similarities with the film, including the plot, dialogue, and character names. So, and then soon, Murray Hill president Bob Laurel bought the script from Webster in 93 and sent it to Fox and other studios in 94, but received no response and claimed the idea was copied by Cornfield, who was Fox's script reader. In 2001, the studio was found guilty of stealing the idea and ordered to pay $19 million, $15 million in damages, and $4 million in legal costs to Murray Hill, with Webster to receive a portion. But Laurel died a few months after the verdict before receiving any of the money. On appeal, the damages figure was lowered to $1.5 million before the verdict itself was quashed in 2004. After a judge decided the idea was not stolen, as Fox had bought Cornfield's screenplay before he or anybody else at Fox had read Could This Be Christmas? Anyway, yep. Still, I've got to say, this film was just so hysterical. I mean, of course, this isn't the first time Schwarzenegger's been in a comedy. He's been in several other comedies as well, including, let's see, Twins and Kindergarten Cop, and, well, even though it's kind of mostly action, but it has a little bit of a comedy feel in it. Last Action Hero, yeah, it's pretty good. Sinbad, on the other hand, he's pretty darn funny as well. Phil Hartman plays Ted, and Rhea Wilson plays Liz. Jake Lloyd plays Jamie, very good. Robert Conrad plays Officer Hummel. And Jim Belushi plays the Mall Santa. There's also special guests, lots of special appearances, including Harvey Korman and Richard Mall, who most people know him best as Bull from Night Court. Curtis Armstrong, you may know him, Booger of the Revenge of the Nerds films. Vern Troyer was even in this, playing a mini Santa, but he was uncredited, though, of course. Troyer would go on to play Mini-Me in the Austin Power sequels, and he recently had done Furbus in Saban's series Masked Rider, which was recently a hit on the Fox network, but was now in syndication. So anyway, despite all this, the film still did okay. I think it's become a cult favorite now to this day. So I still like it. The story isn't too bad. The score from David Newman's pretty good. Anyway, Schwarzenegger and Sinbad are just a real hysterical team. Now, of course, this would be the third and final time that Sinbad and Hartman would collab on, after they had recently done Coneheads and Houseguest, and would be the last film featuring Hartman to be released during his lifetime. And well, let's see here, I'm trying to figure this out. 18 years later, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment would later go on to release a direct-to-video sequel in Jingle All The Way 2, starring Larry the Cable Guy, which I've only seen once, and that film's it's alright, but it's not as good as this one. But overall, with everything I've said about this and what I like about the cast and the story and music and what have you, would I recommend Jingle All The Way? I'd say definitely yes. You must check it out. I think your kids might enjoy as well, because this is one outrageously fun flick and what have you. I think if I ranked my favorite Schwarzenegger flicks, this would be up there. It wouldn't be my favorite overall, because Schwarzenegger's done much better films, like the Terminator films, the first two, and Predator, you know. But hey, you don't have to take my word for it. But Jingle All The Way is definitely a fun movie. If you haven't seen it, I'd say maybe give it a try. In other words, a one-time watch, just to be on the safe side in case. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen this movie already. So what are your thoughts on Jingle All The Way? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like the video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Now, who knows what I'll have coming up next time. I'm not sure when I'm going back to the theater, because since I've already seen The Kingsman, because I've still got Sing 2 and The Matrix Resurrections to do reviews of for spoiler-free reviews. So stay tuned for those, but if nothing else comes up, just wait and see. And if nothing comes up, you'll get my Saturday morning TV log of the Bugaloos next. Just stay tuned, okay? But anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this, you may want to consider checking out my reviews for these other two, hysterical Christmas-themed flicks from Fox, which is now 20th Century Studios. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Home Alone. The upper right-hand corner is the review of Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Or if you just want something else with Sinbad, you can see my review of the underrated Nickelodeon flick Good Burger in the bottom left-hand corner, which came out the following year. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.